Welcome everyone to this webinar about powerful orchestration for media management with Cantemo and Embrace. My name is Martin Fellbrink. I'm the product manager of Cantemo Portal. We will start this webinar with short introductions of our two companies. Then we will have a quick overview of what Cantemo Portal is, and then we'll do the main focus of the demo with Pulsit. If you have any questions throughout the session, just feel free to ask them in the QA. So I'll get started with information of Cantemo if you go 2 slides ahead, I think. Over a decade ago, the founders of Cantemo, Paraman and Tim, saw a trend of companies throughout the world from various industries that effective way of communication was through videos. They wanted to create a platform to help them manage the media throughout the life cycle. So we started building a platform to address the fundamental problems of media management. We wanted to have intuitive user experience, new and innovative ways of managing the media with the right tools for the customers, even before they realized they needed them. And we wanted to make the creative people continue to be creative without stopping for technological problems and have the possibility to collaborate with each other. Here is a brief background of Cantemo and the milestones. We were founded in 2010. So we celebrated the 10 years anniversary Corona safe. We are a self-founded company and has been continually growing. As you see, we have got award from both Deloitte and Gazelle for being fast-growing companies in Sweden. We are, although still a small company, around 25 employees. Most of us are based in Stockholm, Sweden, but we also have employees in Austria, Finland, Ukraine, and the United States. Cantemo works in an ecosystem-based project delivery, meaning that we have integrators and partners to tailor the need of the workflows for the end customers. And that is when you have Cantemo Portal as its best, where the partners and integrators use the extensive public APIs to create the workflows that the customer need. On the next slide, you will see some of our customers. And as you can see, some are traditional broadcasters and big production companies that work with media workflows. But we also have customers from different industries like sports team, banks, universities, house of worship, and non-profit organizations. Some of the customers are using Cantemo Portal as it's being delivered, but some has completely customized workflows and customized user interface elements. And you can see more of that on our case studies page, and Bill will also show you some quick things that Pulsit do with Portal. But Bill, if you take over and introduce Embrace.
Hi, yep. So thanks, Martin. So my name is Bill Baker. I work with Embrace as a senior engineer. And as Martin said, today we're here to talk about the integration between Pulsit, our next generation workflow orchestration platform, and Cantemo Portal media asset management system, which creates a really powerful, customizable offering for anyone who's looking to automate media workflows and manage their assets and their metadata better. So just to tell you a little bit about Embrace, so we produce software that automates systems and connects people. So we like to really approach things from a very user-centric view. So all of our products and applications started life as a user use case with a user interface, and rather than back-end automation and APIs. And we think that's something really special as part of our heritage, and we always try and think about that as we design products and design automation that connects together systems and connects together users as well. We work with a number of major brands around the world. We're based in France, but 90% of our customers are outside. We, again, much like Cantemo, work with customers in all sorts of different verticals, whether it's broadcasters, service providers, media production companies, or even, again, customers in different verticals who work with media and want to improve the efficiency of their operations. We work really closely with a number of our customers, which we think is really important for our product development, because it provides input into our roadmap, feedback, and we're really proud of that close relationship that we have. Today is all about integration and how we work with our partners between us. So we're very lucky to be part of a great ecosystem. Obviously, Cantemo that we're here with today, but Pulsit is a system all about connection and automation and connecting together different systems which perhaps don't traditionally talk with each other. So we work very closely with Cantemo, but we also AWS partners, Adobe partners. We have a number of products built around the Adobe Graphics Suite, Object Matrix, the Object Storage Vendor, and Woody Technology workflow tools. Today, we're here to focus on Pulsit, which you'll see in more detail, but is our workflow design and orchestration platform for connecting user tasks and automated systems. But just to very quickly tell you about our other products, we also have Automate It, which is our promo versioning platform built around the Adobe Graphics Suite. It's for anyone who needs to automate the production of high quality graphic videos. And we also have Share It, which is our suite of collaboration tools built around Adobe After Effects and Adobe Photoshop, and it allows you to connect those products into leading asset management systems like Cantemo Portal. And now we're going to look a bit more at Cantemo Portal. So back to you, Martin.
Thank you. Yeah, if you start with this slide, which is really a great slide describing Cantemo Portal. Portal is an extensively adaptable, no need to change the core media asset management system. The first thing that comes up is the ingest upload possibilities. There are several ways you can get media into Portal. One of them is a simply web-based upload with a native agents, Windows and Mac. But a common way of actually is to set up a storage, configure that in Portal, and let the system auto import all files that exist on that storage, and maybe set the metadata using a sidecar file. What is also becoming more and more popular to use Cantemo Portal with is to use the extensive APIs to add metadata, upload content, which Pulsit is doing. For the transcoding, we do have a nice, easy to use transcoding framework. If you have an in-house transcoder, just follow our development guide examples and you will be up and running in a jiffy. As default, we use the Vidispine transcoder. For archiving, we have a similar archive frameworks. Partners easily can hook up any LTO or cloud-based storage to their portal. We do have a couple of archive plugins, and in the next release, Cantemo Portal 5.0, it will also be possible to have any general configured storage to act as an archive storage. That gives better Glacier support, Google Cloud Storage, as Azure, for example. Next thing is to manage the media. We have a flexible metadata set, including APIs for setting and getting metadata on collections, items, and subclips. Distribution, another important area for Cantemo Portal. It's easy to distribute and export the media. You will see what Pulsit do, but you can export to YouTube, have a dedicated web server, or the video playout server for broadcasting. The final and most important thing is the collaboration of items. Work with the NLEs like Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere to enhance the content for the best experience for the audience. This is a main search interface of Cantemo Portal, where we have the collection, the saved searches, the search history that can be used in collaboration between the users. You can also have the result pods, and in Cantemo Portal 5.0 you will also have a table view available. You have a personalized media bin that you can drag items to for future use in NLEs or rough cut editor. Searching, most common way is a Google-like free text searches, but also search for specific users, user-defined fields, technical metadata on the items. Everything in this system is, of course, accessible from a web client, and it's really easy to scale the system up to handle thousands of users. Yeah. Where we have the integration layer and the public APIs is another. So lately we have working a lot with the public APIs to do the new development of the user interface. We always use our public APIs ourselves. So if we have bad APIs, we will also suffer in our own user interface. In the next Portal 5.0 release, we have added a lot of new APIs, essentially mostly for items and collection use. As you see, we also are built on a plugin structure using our own APIs, and on the next slides I will talk about briefly about the plugins. Rules Engine 3. It is a lightweight business automation plugin based on the open source software activity. With that plugin comes a lot of easy to be configured rules, but you can also add your own scripting to it. You can do operations like archiving, set metadata, transfer file to a specific destination based on job results, collections, saved searches, etc. But if you need further workflow or orchestration, then Pulse would be your solution. It's also an important plugin. It's the workflow extension for Final Cut Pro 10. The latest couple of releases from Apple has made it possible to actually build a workflow extension within Final Cut. So the editor working in Final Cut never have to leave their edit tool. The next plugin is pretty similar. It's the plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro. It has a built-in panel that you install separately. You work inside Premiere to search for items, import them into your project, or import your own personal media bin that you have created in the web interface. When you're done with your awesome edit, just click render and export, decide the target video format, and the system will start the media encoder and encode the file. You can also only export the project if you need to, not done with the final render or edit, let some colleague take over for you. You have done the basic draft. Then when you're done, you have the Cantemo agent who uploads the file to you and for you. And the Cantemo agent works both in Windows and Mac. The next plugin is the Rough Cut editor. If you have users that does not have access to Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, but still wants to do simple edits, this plugin Rough Cut editor is what you need. Just work with the video and prepare a sequence that you can later on pickup in Premiere or Final Cut, or render just a new item into Portal that you can do whatever you want with. The next and last plugin is the Annotation Tool. It's without this plugin, you can create time-based comments, but with Annotation Tool, you have the possibility to create subclips containing, well, an in and an out point, but with customized metadata. And when you search in the search interface, you can filter out to only work with the subclips. Last is how you actually deploy Cantemo Portal. Most of our existing installations are deployed on-premise. It runs on Linux Red Hat. And in the upcoming Portal 5 release, you will be able to run it on Red Hat and CentOS 8. Over the last years, we have received more and more cloud installations, either a server in a public cloud or a private environment. You can, of course, use a hybrid solution as well, where the content are on premise, but the servers run in the cloud. That was everything that I was going to say about Cantemo Portal. Now some Pulse-it information and a nice demo. Over to you, Bill.
Thanks, Martin. Yeah, so I'm just going to take a few minutes just to describe Pulse-it, but hopefully we'll do most of our talking through the demo. So just really to set the scene about what is it, what problems is it designed to solve, and who uses it. I would love to have 3 hours and be able to show you every single possible permutation of things you could do with the product and the various frameworks, but unfortunately, I'm sure you all have more interesting things to do with your evenings. So I'll tell you the short version, and then we'll get into the demo. So Pulse-it is about 5 key principles. So automation and integration. So it's really designed to connect systems that don't traditionally talk to each other. So we have users who will use our powerful workflow engine to connect perhaps a news automation system through to a statistics database to connect data. People who use it to transfer files up and down between maybe remote S3 buckets for users ingesting content in the field and bring them back to central editing storage. We have a very powerful workflow engine that is either usable with out of the box tasks, sorry, or is extendable with the Python scripting language. So you can very quickly and easily customize in a low code approach. You can build very powerful bespoke workflows to connect systems that perhaps didn't talk before. Now, our workflow engine is very powerful, but it's not really the special part of Pulse-it and what I like about it. It's really all about user-first design. So as I mentioned at the start, all of our products started life in some sort of user interface, whether it was a simple panel or a little web app to perform one task, and they've gradually grown into these products. So we combine a very extensible and customizable user job framework with the product, and you can combine these into sequences which connect automated workflows and user tasks, and wrap them all into a job framework to as you'll see, do things like automate, ingest, and any task that may be highly automatable but does require some user input. Much like Cantemo Portal, it has a very rich API framework, and we believe very strongly in using our own APIs to develop our products. So you have exactly the same integration points that we do. You know, we would absolutely love you to use our user interfaces and our products, but sometimes people don't want to do that and they have their own systems. So Pulse-it can also work as a kind of silent assassin behind the scenes, providing automation and APIs for you to pull from your applications. And again, like Cantemo Portal, it has an HTML5 interface, which makes it very easy to deploy at wide scale. but also easy to integrate into other applications, as you'll see shortly. So at the heart is our powerful workflow designer. So a drag and drop designer with multiple tasks that come out the box and the ability to create your own task types. So it allows authorized users to create routings between tasks, set up logic rules, deliver custom notifications. And it's really easy for both technical and non-technical users to adapt, to manage workflows that combine human intervention and automated tasks. We include at least 60 tasks out of the box, plus a number of other tasks and frameworks that allow you to extend with your own scripts and actions. So they could be everything from copying, moving, uploading files, all of the things that you need to do to move files into and out of systems. Plugins to work quickly and easily with cloud storage and other remote systems, interfaces to popular transcoders like FFmpeg. One other thing that customers are doing a lot of with Pulsit is transforming data between systems. So for example, we have a customer that automates all of their promo versioning. We all know that a producer and our operational staff loves an Excel spreadsheet. What we do through Pulsit is take that Excel spreadsheet and turn that in a single workflow into a combination of JSON blobs and data that can be pushed into scheduling systems, playout systems, and ultimately their Excel spreadsheet with a bit of human double checking in the sequence framework drives all their automations. That's really powerful. And it's really well connected, as I mentioned, into other systems, easy to integrate. So we include plugins for popular frameworks like REST and SOAP and other messaging applications like Slack and email and that sort of thing. Now, as I mentioned, it's not just about automation and workflows. Really at the heart of Pulsit are forms. What we provide is a drag and drop designer that's completely customizable. And we allow you to very quickly and easily with zero code make forms that can be used as an entry point or a review point anywhere in a sequence or workflow. So we have all sorts of different field types, simple things like strings and numbers through to media viewers, specialized image browsers, all sorts of things. And again, these forms, as you will see actually shortly, can be populated by external data sources. So you could be reviewing statistics or data from another system before it's pushed out onto a public feed, for example. And lastly, we all know that users like working with familiar tools. Well, all Pulsit forms come with a completely customizable UI-driven CSS framework, so you can style the look and feel of the forms to be however you want. And there's an example on the right of one where a broadcaster has styled a form to match their internal branding and other tools. So we do have some customers where their users aren't even really aware they're using Pulsit. They're just using forms that match their existing tool set. And if we take these concepts and join them together, we come to sequences, which are like a higher level abstraction of workflows that also include user input. So you can really think of them as describing a kind of business process, as it were. So in this example, we've got the green boxes, which are user tasks, and the purple boxes, which are automated workflows. So the first task may be for a user to select some media from a storage location. An automated workflow will then prepare the media. The user may then decide, do I want to ingest this or not? And then in this example, we're ingesting it into the portal asset management system. And you can assign different user tasks to different groups of users or individuals and assign priorities and all of that sort of thing. Again, this is just an example. You can, using the drag and drop designer, customize and put things in whatever order you want. And of course, if you're performing lots of tasks, you've got to monitor it. So we have extensive monitoring, and again, that's available in other systems, which you'll see shortly. You can view your tasks for the day, the status of workflows in the system, and much more. So what is possible between Cantemo Portal and Pulsit? Well, in this demonstration, which I'll get onto very shortly, you're going to see a number of processes. I'm going to narrow in on two. There's, again, a whole number of things that you could do that I just don't have the time to show, but essentially you can use our workflow engine and our sequence framework to automate tasks and processes within and going into and out of Cantemo Portal. So whether that's ingest processes, publishing to distribution endpoints, in-place workflows to retrieve metadata from other sources, and then it also provides customized and embeddable widgets directly within the Portal UI. Martin, is there anything you'd like to say before I move on to the demo?
No, I think you can move on to the demo.
Okay, fantastic. Right, so we're just going to hop into a short demo now, where I am just going to show you a few scenarios. So here I am, and I'm just going to log back in because we've been logged out while we were talking. But I am just going to show you here a few scenarios, as I mentioned. What we've got here is the main Cantemo Portal search interface. And just behind here, we have Pulsit in an administration view, which I'll refer to from time to time. But for our purposes, we can really think, if you imagine me as an end user or producer or a journalist or whatever, you can really imagine that actually I've got the best of both worlds, and I don't need to leave the portal interface tool. I can work directly within my asset management system. So here we are in the search view where, as Martin's mentioned previously, you can search for your assets and curate their metadata and their organization. And here we can see three entry points into Pulsit and integration points. So first of all, any clip, any kind of item is accessible within the context menu. So you can see, it may be hard to see on here, but amongst these portal options, so if we look here, for example, you can see also as first-class citizens, Pulsit sequences that can be triggered by a user on a clip. So I could take this particular clip and launch a sequence which sends this clip to Twitter, for example, or to my VOD portal. And to me, as a user, that's completely transparent. I don't care about what it is. I just want to get my clip to Twitter. Now we also have this special Pulsit menu. So again, it's integrated right into the interface, and we can do a few things here. So we can monitor the state, and we'll look at these in a bit more detail in a second, but we can monitor the state of the sequences and processes in the system. So if I launch my publish to Twitter and I think, where is that? It's got how's it getting on? I can view that directly within Portal. I can look at any jobs which have been assigned to me. So one of the really key points here is that they're sharing integration. It's a completely seamless experience. So I don't need to log into one and then log into the other. I can do all my work from directly within the Portal interface. I've only opened the Portal page separately just to show you some of the configuration options, which of course you don't want users to control within here. And lastly, I can start standalone sequences as well, which is what we're going to do in a second. As well as that, using Cantemo's Portal's dashboard framework, we have a number of embeddable widgets. So widgets to view your jobs that are available to you, and widgets to view all of the sequences that are going on. So you can just drag and drop these into a customized layout and view the status of the system as soon as you log on. So first thing that I'm going to do actually is go and start a sequence to ingest some media. So And this, what we're actually, everything kind of inside this box here is the portal interface. So I'm just going to search portal. That's going to bring to me all of the sequences that my user is permitted to access. So there's an extensive user permissions framework, which is combined with portals. So I can, you know, if I only want to reveal certain sequences to certain users, I can absolutely do that. So I'm going to choose this one here for demonstration, which is ingest EPK. So we call an electronic press kit. So this may be a folder of assets, a collection of assets, and I want to ingest these all as clips and a collection into into Portal. Sorry. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to choose to let's give it a name, my demo. And I can do things as well, like provide a message to the user that's going to do this now, and a priority is 5 stars. It's very important, this one. And now I've launched, I'm going to go and launch this process. Now, in this scenario, it's assigned to me, myself, the user, but that could be, you know, I could be an operations manager assigning that to a member of staff. You could choose to assign that however you want. And actually, right away, we can see that I have a task as part of that sequence assigned to me, my very important 5-star priority task, my demo, and it's asking me to select the folder from where I want to ingest my assets. So let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so this is a simple form. Again, it's built using our drag and drop UI, the framework designer that I showed you earlier. As you can tell, I'm not a graphic designer, but you can style this however you want to match Portal or match your brand. And this is just a very simple, I'll call it functional form that allows me to go and ingest my media. So here we're actually browsing some shared storage, but again, this could be like an S3 bucket that a user's uploaded in the field or something like that. And I'm going to go and select that folder and I'm going to choose accept. So that's now processing in the background. And while that's processing, let's go and take a quick look in the PulseIt interface at the sequence and what it's actually doing behind the scenes. I've actually already been given my next task. So I'm going to go into the sequence designer and just very quickly explain to you what the system is, what this particular sequence is doing and how it's constructed. We won't go into too much detail, but I think it helps. So as you can see, we've got 2 user tasks, one which I've just completed and one which has just been given to me. So to select a folder and then to validate the media. We then have a workflow here. So a workflow is part of the sequence. And what this is going to do is perform a number of tasks. You can either design them as separate reusable components or design them kind of in place within a sequence. And this is going to do a number of things where it's going to scan the folder, register all the media in the system, check if it's video or a certain type. So, you know, create different proxies depending on whether it's video, audio, or an image, and transcode a proxy for us. And then what it's going to do at the end is prepare this validation step for us, so we can review the media and check that we actually want to ingest it. So again, this is completely customizable. This is just an example. So if you use a different transcoder or you want to do things in a different order or whatever it is, you can facilitate that in the workflow engine. And once the media has been validated, it will be ingested into Portal. So let's go and have a look. Again, we have another form here that's reviewing the media. So it may be a bit small for you to see, but here we have all the proxies that have been created on the fly and waveforms of the asset, so I can get a rough idea of what media there is. And other assets. So we've got an image, an XML for our movie, and then 3 different things. So you can imagine this is a trailer, the movie, and another version or whatever it is. So I'm going to accept that, and very shortly that will appear back in our dashboard. It should be there already, actually. That will appear and be available for me to use. It's still there we go. It's just arrived. So here's our clip, Before You Accuse Me, and all the other media is gradually filtering in. And now it's first-class citizen, so I can work with it and use it. I could send it out to Final Cut, Adobe, curate its metadata. I am going to do just a very simple thing, actually. I'm just going to curate the metadata and rename the asset. And let's choose this clip, actually, Cam1. So I'm just going to go into that, and then I'm going to pretend I'm happy, and I'm going to send it out for a VOD distribution. So again, here I can create metadata. This could be populated by PulseIt, for example. So as part of the ingest, you may want to call out to another database and automatically push that into Portal. That's something we have customers doing quite regularly, and that really saves a lot of work on user work in terms of enriching metadata against assets. I could also do things, and we do have demonstrations available of this, of for example, sending the audio out for transcription and importing the captions alongside that. So you can pretend that I filled out my metadata, but I'm also actually going to rename my asset for reasons which will become clear. And I'm going to name this as a film. I'm going to pick Gladiator. And you can pretend that maybe this is my full Gladiator feature or a trailer. And now using the context menu, so again, if I'm a producer or a user, I perhaps I'm not even aware of PulseIt. I'm just using it as I've been trained to do. Very seamless integration. And I'm going to choose my VOD delivery, which again is another sequence. So this is a 4-star priority. And I'm now going to launch that, and that is going to go off. Now, actually, if I go back, let's look at it in the dashboard this time. You can see here that I actually, for my Gladiator clip, so we've got a sequence here for Gladiator, I actually already have a job. And this is another job that's been given to me as part of the framework to review and set the credits. So let's have a very quick look at the sequence again, back in PulseIt, and see what that is doing. So VOD delivery, if we look at this sequence, so what we're going to do is we're going to first of all prepare the media, which is just what's happened. We've retrieved, PulseIt has retrieved the media and any metadata and manipulations that have been made to the asset while it's in the Portal system. And it's now created a task for me to review the media, and in this case, set the in and the out points of the credits. So, you can have users at any stage in a workflow reviewing it in a kind of custom way, enriching metadata, and then continuing to other automated tasks. So they're going to review it. And then at that point, what this is actually going to do is call out to an external REST service, in this case, the online movie database, and retrieve artwork, posters, and enrich the asset with metadata. So that's an automated task. Again, this is not an out-of-the-box integration, but it took me like about 3 or 4 minutes to integrate. So it's really a demonstration of how quickly and easily you can integrate PulseIt into other systems that have APIs. So we're going to retrieve that data, we're going to review it, and then we're going to run another automated workflow which packages it up and sends out the XMLs and posters, in this case to an FTP server, but that really could be anything, an S3 bucket, another transcoder, playout server, whatever you want. So let's go and look at my review and set credits task. So again, I've got a fuller view this time, and this is just a short clip, so it doesn't have credits. I'm going to pretend that they're here. I'm going to set in and an out marker and add that to this table. So again, this is a custom table. You may want to have things differently or not have a table and have text, whatever. You can do that. So I'm going to accept that, and that's now going to carry on. And we can now see actually that it's already gone and completed that step. So we're another notch through, and I've got the task back now to edit the metadata. So we're kind of like a software installation wizard. We're being guided through the automated process step by step. So let's go and edit that metadata. Okay, and you can see back in this form. I've now got the video again, just in case I want to double check it, and the poster, which has been automatically retrieved. It's not cached on the system, and some metadata that's been again retrieved from the database, and we're going to publish that out to our external FTP. I definitely don't recognize this scene from Gladiator, but I'm sure you can imagine what this would look like with a proper video. So now I'm going to accept, and that's now going to go away and publish the actual video. So there we go. It's actually already done. It's already been written to our FTP server. You could have custom statuses as well. So maybe you want to reject or send it to my supervisor for a second review, or put it into an edit suite for a high quality review. These are all really just example scenarios to demonstrate how customizable and flexible the integration is, and how while you have very custom logic on the back end, and you can really automate and connect any systems to a user, it really feels as if they've never left Portal. So that is the end of the demonstration. I'll just go back to the end. So thank you very much for your time today. We do have a few minutes left at the end. So thank you very much for staying with us and hearing about our products, and you can find more information here. What we'll do is stick around for 5 minutes, and if you have any questions, hopefully you should be able to do this. Let us know if not, but please do drop just a note in the chat, and we'd be delighted to read out and answer your questions about what you've seen today. Martin, would you like to say anything?
No, I also just want to say thank you, and if you're interested more or want to see a demo, then just reach out to me.
So yeah, we'd be happy to answer your questions in the chat, but feel free to drop off as well if you need. So is Portal 5 integrated with PulseIt around Python 3.0, 3.x rather?
Well, we in Portal 5.0 we are going from 3.6 to 3.8. It's not going to be a major problem. I don't see, we're not changing or deprecating, well, any of the public APIs. So PulseIt will continue to work as it works with Portal 4 now.
And just to mention as well, the upcoming release of PulseIt version 3, which is just being finished off now, is also moving to Python version 3. I don't know the specific version, so all of those there should be no problems there. But also, again, just to mention, they're working using APIs, so whatever versions you're using, they'll still work together. So Benoit asks, is it possible to have dynamic metadata form to display metadata received by an API request from external system? Yep, so that is absolutely possible. That was as actually what was happening in the demonstration I had, where we reviewed the poster and we reviewed the movie synopsis and the actor names. Apologies if that wasn't clear. So yeah, that metadata can either be retrieved from an external system and populated into Portal or PulseIt, or kind of manipulated. Vitaly asks, how is the versioning of workflows implemented? PulseIt, too many products starting with P. PulseIt keeps a full workflow versioning history. So at any point, I can, kind of like a Git or version control system in some ways, I can pin a workflow that to a specific version. So I can say this sequence use workflow version 1 while I work on and test workflow version 2. And then when I'm ready, I can flip over. So you can use a kind of latest or versioned approach. We have customers who do that a lot. what kind of architecture do we need in terms of hardware OS to install PulseIt on premise? So thank you, Camille. That's a great question, and something we didn't have time to touch on. So PulseIt is the web application. So that is CentOS 7 at the moment, and that runs database, message broker, and the web application itself. And then there are actually, so you can tag on as many as you need. There are Windows nodes that run an agent. And you just deploy as many as you need. They connect back to the central application, and they act as agents to perform the execution of the task. So the reason why those are Windows nodes is because lots of our customers are using PulseIt to automate things like Adobe Media Encoder, or other kind of Windows only or applications that are not available on Linux. But yeah, if you would like more detail, please let us know. And yeah, Julien in the chat, who is the CEO of Embrace, has just dropped a link to our online support desk where you'll be able to find more detailed information. Just to mention as well, it is deployable, and we do have customers running it in AWS and other public clouds, and can automate the deployment using modern methodologies like Terraform and Ansible as well. Any more questions? Okay, we'll leave it just for a minute longer to give people a chance to ask any further questions. And then we will close out the meeting. Okay, I don't think we have any further questions, so I'll close the meeting now. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending, and we'll be delighted to speak to you all soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.